So now today is class 2. In today's class we'll go and discuss one use case, how to go and make the canvas apps are more responsive with the help of containers, guys. So in order to go and work with this, let me go and open the Power Apps. Let me go and open what? Power Apps. And I'll show you in today's class how to go and make the canvas apps are responsive with the help of containers. So let me go and open the app called containers. Already in the previous class we discussed creating an app containers. Let me go and open it. Fine. So in the previous class we understand it in brief introduction, how the different types of containers will work, how the horizontal container will work, vertical container and container. Also we understand the different properties of the horizontal container, what are the different properties and the functionality of the vertical container. Also we understand the difference between the horizontal and the vertical container. So mostly we'll use the either horizontal container or vertical containers in the real-time scenarios. We don't use this container control in the real-time, guys. So now let me go and add one new screen. Let me rename it to today's class 2, right? So let me keep it as containers class 2. This is the screen name I'm keeping. And now uh, we need to go and design the app now with the help of containers to make the app is more responsive. So in order to go and design the app, you can go and use what? Containers. Let me go to the insert tab. Let me go and search for what? Containers. When I go and search for the container, so as we know that there are three types of containers we'll have: horizontal, vertical, and container. So now you can start using this horizontal container or vertical container. So from the scratch. Now what I will do, let me remove the screen now. Let me remove the screen. So from Power Apps itself, they are coming with some predefined templates. When I go to the new screen, yeah, there are some predefined templates will be there. So there is one template called header and footer. Header and footer. So when I go with this template is doing what? So in this template, by default, it is adding some containers, guys. Let me rename this one to first one. I want to rename this screen to what? Containers class 2. I want to rename it to what? Containers class 2. So now in this, if you observe, so there is one main container, guys. So this is the default template I'm using. In this, I'm having one main container. This is a vertical container. What's the name of this? If you see the direction, it is a vertical container, guys. And also you can see it is a vertical container. There is one main container. This is the one. It is a vertical container. Within this container, there are three more containers is there. This is one, the main container. Within this, there are three more containers is there. Now this one is horizontal container. This is a horizontal container on the top. This one is the horizontal container. And next, this one is the main container. It is telling that it is a main container. It is also a vertical container. And next one is it is the footer container. And this container is what? It is a horizontal container. Just 1 second.
This conference will now be recorded.
Fine. This is the footer container. So this is also what? Horizontal container. Now try to understand. So this is the default template I'm adding. In this we'll have the main container. This one is the vertical container. This is what? Vertical container. And next within this there are two more containers is there. This is the another one more container. This one is the horizontal container. Horizontal container. Next there is another one more. This one we'll call, this one is the vertical container. This is the vertical container. And there is one more. This is the horizontal container. This one is what? Horizontal container. So these are the different types of containers we'll have. horizontal container. These are the different types of containers we'll have. In this we'll have. So this is the main container, the first one. In this we'll have the sub containers. Within this there is another one more container called horizontal, one vertical, and another one more horizontal container. So this is the default template containers I'm using here, default template screen with header, footer, and body. And now first let me go and design the header here. Let me go and design the header. Let me select this container. In this container, let me go and add one text label. I want to keep the header as students information. So let me go and keep the header as, let me add one text label, and this is the text label. Now my requirement, this text label need to occupy the complete width of this screen, sorry, complete width of this container. It need to occupy the complete height of this container. So don't hard code the values, guys. Don't hard code the values. Whenever if you are working with the containers to make the app is more responsive, then in this case, select this text label. It will have one property called width property. Go to the width property. By default, the width is 150. Let me make it as what? Parent dot width. So what is the parent? The parent is container. What is the width of this container? The same width it is going to take for the label also. Next, I want to fix the height property. So what is the height of the container I want to keep here? Sorry, what is the height I want to keep for the label? Whatever the height I'm having for the container, the same height I want to keep. Let me go to the height property. Let me go to what? Height property, parent dot height. So now see, this label, this label is occupying the complete width and complete height of the container. And next, let me do some basic formatting. Align it to center, increase the font size to 28. And then let me go and change the font color to white. Let me change the background color to something like orange. Let me change it to what? Students info, students information. So this is the header I'm keeping. Fine. Once after keeping the header, once after keeping the header, let me go and design the footer now. Is the footer right? So in the footer also I want to add one text label. Select this container. This container is what? It is a horizontal container. Select this horizontal container. Let me add another one more text label, and let me go to the width property. Fix the width. What's the width I want to keep? Parent dot width. That means whatever the width I'm having for this container, the same width I want to keep for the label. Next I want to fix the height property. Next I want to fix what? Height. Whatever the height I'm having for this container, the same height I want to keep for the label also. Parent dot height, parent dot width, parent dot height. And now let me do some basic formatting. Align it to center. Let me change the font color to white. Let me change the background color. And let me keep it as, let's say I'm keeping here, all rights are reserved. All rights are reserved. Fine. So this is what this is what the header I'm designing and the footer. And next my requirement, I want to show the data here now in the body. So what data I want to show here is students information. So in the SharePoint, let me go and open the SharePoint. In the SharePoint, already there is one list here. Let me go to the site called gallery. There is a site called gallery. Let me go to the site called gallery. In this site, I'm having one list called students.gallery. Let me go here. In this, I'm having some data, guys. So if you see, there is some data in this SharePoint list. Now, whatever the data is there in this SharePoint list, I want to show that data in the Power Apps. To show that data in the Power Apps, we'll go and use which control? Gallery control. So let me select this container. This is the vertical container. You can see if the direction is vertical, then it is a vertical container. And also you can see here, it is placing the elements or the controls vertically. So now select this container, vertical container. Let me go and add what? A gallery. Let me select the gallery, vertical gallery. I'm adding one gallery here. So the gallery is added. So now make sure that height and width is. Let me go here. Let me go to the width property. Let me fix the width as what? Parent dot width. And also go and fix the height property. What's the height I want to keep? Parent dot height. Parent dot height. So I'm fixing the height and width property. And next, let me change the layout to blank. I want to change the layout to blank. I want to design the gallery by my own. And next, in this gallery, I want to connect to what? Students list, gallery dot students. Let me go and select the connect to the data source. I haven't connected to the data source. First, let me connect to the source now. Go to the data tab, go and click on add data, go and connect to the SharePoint as our source, connect to the SharePoint as our source. Let me connect to the site called gallery, connect to the site called gallery. And then let me go and open the list called what? Students.gallery, click on connect. I'm connecting to the data source. Now let me select the gallery, go to the tree view, select, go to this container, select the gallery, and then go to the data source property. Select the data source as what? Students.gallery. When I select the source, now I'm connecting the gallery to the data source as what? Students.gallery. Now here I want to go and display the items case. So as it is a blank gallery, I want to design the gallery now. Let me go and click on edit gallery. When I click on edit gallery, it is selecting the item. Let me go and add some text labels case. Let me add one text label. Let me go and add a few more text labels. I'm adding few text labels here. In this all text labels, it is showing only one value, that is Warner. Let me do some formatting. Let me go and keep here. Let's take, I want to show the student name itself. Let me show the student name. Let me increase the font size to 24. Let me keep it as 20. Okay. And next, keep it in the semi bold. Next, let me select the second one. And here I want to show the course he is inquired. Course dot value, as it is a choice column. And let me increase the size to 20. Keep it in the semi bold. And next, select the next one. And here, what we can show, let me go here. Student name, course, status. Let me show the status. Status is also a choice column. Status dot value. Increase the font size to 20. Keep it in semi bold. And next, there is another one more. Let me keep here percentage completed. I want to show how much percentage it is completed. Percentage completed. Fine. These are the values I'm showing. Let me go and remove this one. Let me select this. Keep it in the semi bold. 20. Keep it in semi bold. Let me check what is the design we can do. Let me go and look at it, design part, what we need to achieve. Okay, same. Let me check what will be 16 semi bold, 18 bold. Okay, let me select this one. Let me keep it as 18. Keep it in the bold. Let me select this. Keep it as 16. Keep it in the semi bold. Let me select the remaining two. Keep it as 16. Keep it in the semi bold. Fine. So these are the values I'm having. And now I want to do some formattings here. I want to add one more text label. Let me add another one more text label. Let me bring these two text labels somewhat to bottom. Let me select this and keep it here. The trainer name. Who is the trainer? Let's take, I want to keep the trainer here. Just display the trainer. Trainer dot value. It is also a choice column. Semi bold. Font size to 16. Fine. So these are the values I'm showing. And next, select the gallery. Select the gallery. This gallery will have one property called wrap count. This gallery will have one property called what? Wrap count. Go to the wrap count. By default is 1. Let me keep it as 4. That means I want to show the data in this gallery in 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, and 4 columns I want to show. And next I want to do here, I want to do some formattings here, guys. uh, First let me select the second label where I'm showing the course. Along with the course here itself I want to show the trainer name also. What is the course? It is Power BI. Now who is the trainer for this? I want to show the trainer name. So to show the trainer name, use the concatenate operator, keep the single quotes, keep some space, and then again use the concatenate operator, and next go and use what, this item dot trainer dot value. And now just increase the width, just increase the width. Now it is showing what, it is showing the both course name and also the trainer name at one place. And next let's take the percentage completed. This is what, how much percentage the course it is completed. And now here I want to show some more values here, guys. Just it is showing only the number. I want to display some value here before this. What is the value I want to display? Let's take the value I want to display here is percentage completed. I want to show the value as what, percentage completed. Before the number, let me keep the value as what, or the text as what, percentage completed. And then go and use the concatenate operator. And so once after this, again go and use the concatenate operator within the double quotes, pass the percentage symbol. So this is what our requirement. This is what our requirement. Let me go and increase the size. Let me go and increase the size. Let me go to the data source. I think there is no percentage it is added here. Where it is, we haven't added the percentage. Let me add some percentages. In progress, not started 0, completed. Let me keep it as 100, stopped. Let's take 30%, it is stopped in between. In progress, let's take 50 percentage. The percentage completed is 100%. Stopped, let's take 50% completed, in between it is stopped. Not started, 0 percentage. So now whatever the modifications I did here, let me bring it to the Power Apps now. Go to the source, just refresh it once. When I go and refresh the source, now automatically it will bring that latest data. So just increase the width. Fine. And also let me do one thing. Let me go and keep here. Percentage completed. So fine. Okay. Let me keep it like this. Fine. Once after doing the formattings, now select all the labels. Select all the labels here, and then go and fix the width property. Go to the property called width property. I want to fix the width as parent dot template width. Parent dot template width. That means whatever the width I'm having for the template, that same width I want to keep for this labels also. And next one is go to the X property. I want to keep the X to what? X position to 0. Fine. Now you can see all are placed same, whatever the template we are having. If you see what's the template, is the template. Whatever the template width I'm having, the same template width is taking for remaining all, but is showing an error. What is that error? Okay. Let me select all this. Go to the X property. Fine. And next one more. Let me select this one. Let me select all this and let me align them into center. I want to align it to center. Let me align all to center. And next, I want to give the equal spacing for all the controls, guys. What is the template height? This is the template height. So now I want to keep the equal spacing for all the controls. Now what is the height of this? Let me go and check the height property. What is the height? It is 39. Let me keep the equal height for all the controls. Let me select all this. Let me select all these controls. Let me go to the height property. Let me keep the height to 40, or let me keep the height to 42, 45. Sorry, 45. Let me keep it as 50. Fine, it's looks somewhat better now. Now if you observe, I'm giving equal spacing for all the items. And also let me do one thing. Let me select all the controls. Let me keep some border for this to align them properly. Let me keep some border thickness, and let me align it. Just go to the gallery. Fine, it's good now. It feel looks good. And next, let me select the gallery and then go and remove the border. Let me select all the items, not the gallery. Let me select all the items. Go to the border property. Let me remove the border. Now there is no border here. Now there is no border for this. And next, my requirement. Once after designing the gallery, let me go to the template size. What the template size will have for this? Let me select the gallery. Let me check what's the template size. It is 280. Template size is 280. Let me keep it in the comment. Let me keep it in the comment, and let me keep the template size to 210. So looks doesn't good. Let me keep the template size to 280. Okay, it feels somewhat better. Okay, let me keep it like this. I'm keeping some template size as 280. And next, my requirement. I want to go and add some border for each and every data card. Let's take these are the cards. This is one card. This is one card. This is another card. So if you go and play, this is how it's look like the data. Let me go and keep it in the canvas mode. This is how it's look like. Now my requirement, I want to go and keep some border for this. So to add the border, let me select the gallery, edit the gallery. Let me go and add one rectangular control. Let me go and add what? One rectangle. And now keep this rectangle here, occupy the complete width, occupy the complete width. And then let me go and change the fill color. I don't want to keep any fill color. And then let me bring this to back. I want to move this one to back. So let me go here. Let me bring it to back, guys. Send it to back. And now it is in the back now. It is in the back. And next, once after adding the rectangular control, let me keep some border now. I want to keep some border color. This is the border I'm keeping. Let me reduce the border thickness to 3. And then let me change. Let's take this is the border I'm keeping. And let me do one thing here. Fine. Let me keep it like this. Let me keep it like this. Select this. Okay. Let me select the rectangle. Keep it here. Okay. Let me select the rectangular control. Go to the width property. Parent dot template width. Parent dot template width. And next height, go to the height property. Parent dot template height. Parent dot template height. So what is the height of this template? The same height and same width I want to keep for this rectangular control also. Fine. And next, once after this, select the gallery. This gallery will have one property called template padding. By default, the template padding is 5. Let me keep it as 20. Let me keep it as 20. So this is how it's look like now. This is how it's look like. And now once after this, I want to go and change the border color, guys. These are the data cards. It's look like a card now. So now I want to change the border color here. Now, how I want to change the border color is based on the status. If the status is in progress, then I want to keep the color to yellow. If the status is complete, then I want to keep the border color to green color. If the status is stopped, I want to keep it as red color. So then how to do it? Now, let me select the rectangular control, go to the border color. So go to the border color property. Let me go here, go to the border color. By default is writing some logic here. Let me keep it as usual. Let me keep them in the comment right now. And then let me write some logic here, guys. What's that logic I want to write? If this item dot status dot value is equals to completed, if it is equals to completed, if it is equals to completed, then I want to keep the color to green, color dot green. Next keep comma. If this item dot status dot value is equals to in progress, is equals to in progress, then I want to keep the color as what? Color dot let me keep it as dark orange. And next keep comma. If it is stopped, then this item dot if this item dot status dot value is equals to stopped. If it is stopped, if it is equals to stopped, then I want to keep it as, then I want to keep the color as red color, color dot red. So let me close the conditions. Let me click on format text. So this is what I'm doing here, guys. Now see, now I'm changing the colors here. If it is completed, change the color to green. Fine. Now if you observe here, what I'm doing here, if the status is equals to completed, keep the border color to red. If the status is in progress, keep the border color to darker. If the status is stopped, then keep it as red color. So now when I save it and then play, and now if it is zero, not started. For not started, why it is not? We haven't read the logic for not started. I think for not started, we haven't read the logic. If it is not started, let me keep it as same color. Whatever the color it is, I want to keep the same color. Fine. Let me save and then play. Oh, what is happening? Save it and then play. Now you can see here, if the status is in progress, then changing the border color to orange. If the status is not started, it is dark blue. If the status is completed, border color is green. If the status is stopped, I'm changing the color to what? Red. So the same logic I need to apply for this text also, guys. The same logic I need to apply for the status also. There is one column called status column. So let me do one thing. Let me go to the rectangle, copy the same code, and then go here, go to the status, and then go to the color, go to the font color, go to what? Font color. I think it is a fill color, a font color itself. Let me copy and paste. Just copy and paste it. Now what I'm doing here, if the status is equals to completed, then change the font color to green. If the status is in progress, change the font color to dark orange. If it is stopped, red. Otherwise, keep it as blue. Now see, when I go and play, now it is changed the color also. So just I'm doing some formattings here, guys. I'm doing some formattings. Fine. Next, once after doing the formattings, next my requirement, I want to make this app is responsive. I want to make the app as responsive. Now when I save and then play, when I go and change the mode to, when I go and change the Windows mode. Now if you see, when I shrink this app, when I shrink it, if you observe, uh, it is reducing the size of the screen. When I reduce the size of the screen, it is not changing the number of uh, chords here. And also if you see the data here is not looks feel good. Why? Because whatever the design still now we did, it is not more responsive. Now when I shrink this app, when I shrink this app, if I see when I shrink it, let's just play. When I shrink it, when I reduce the width, automatically the number of the number of chords here also need to reduce. So this is what my requirement. Now how to do it, guys? In order to go and do this, when I reduce this size, automatically the number of chords also need to reduce. So in order to go and perform this, we need to understand one point here. We need to understand one point. What's the point we need to understand here is, it's just 1 second, save and then publish it. Refresh the app once. Fine, is the app I'm working. So if you see when I shrink this app and reduce the width of the screen, now it is not looks good, guys. Now I want to make this as response. When I reduce the size of the screen, automatically the number of items it is showing in this also need to go and minimize it. How to do it? So in order to go and do this, in order to go and do it, so we need to understand one point here. Let me go to the app. Let me go to the app start. So this is the app object. On the app object, there is an option here called screen breakpoint. So in what is this meant by screen breakpoint, guys? Here there are some different resolutions will be there. We have the different resolutions will be there. So 600 is nothing but resolution 1, 900 is nothing but 2, 1200 is nothing but 3. More than 1200 is nothing but 4 resolution. So it is the resolution of your screen. 600 is nothing but 1, 900 is 2, 1200 is 3, and greater than 1200 is resolution is 4. So now what is the resolution of my screen now? So in order to go and understand the resolution of my screen, let me go to the screen. Let me add one text label somewhere, and let me go and do some formatting. Let me increase the size to 18, and then let me go and change the font color to white. Let me go and write some logic here, guys. So to understand what is the resolution of my screen now, I'll go and use what? App dot active screen dot size, app dot active screen dot size. Now see what's the number it is giving now. It is giving the number as 4. That means my screen resolution is 4. And now when I go and save and then play, when I shrink this app, when I shrink it, now see the screen resolution is 4. When I reduce it, now the screen resolution is 3. If the screen resolution is 3, then I want to show the 3 chords here. Now when I reduce it, now the screen resolution is 2. If the screen resolution is 2, then I want to show only 2 chords here. So this is what my requirement. To achieve this requirement, what we need to do now? So if you observe, when I go and select the gallery, when I go and select the gallery control, so this gallery, what is the wrap count I'm fixing here? I'm fixing the wrap count to 4. So I don't want to hard code the value here. I want to change the wrap count based on the screen resolution. So let me go to the wrap count. Here I want to write some logic. Just remove it. Just remove it. Or let me keep it as usual. Let me keep it as usual. Or let me remove it. Just go and remove it. So I'll go and use one function called switch function, guys. Switch. You can use the switch function or you can use the if condition also. Let me use the switch function. Switch. What is the screen name for this? Containers class 2. If screen name is containers class 2. If containers class 2, this is the screen name. If this screen size, screen dot size. Let me keep here screen screen dot size. So let me keep here screen size itself. I think screen name comma screen size dot small, screen size dot small, screen size. If the screen size is small, then I want to keep the one card, wrap count to 1, keep comma. If the screen size, if the screen size is equals to 2, if the screen size dot medium, if the screen size is medium, then I want to keep the 2 quads. Otherwise, if the screen size is large, screen size dot large, then I want to keep the 3, wrap count as 3. Otherwise, if it is more than or large size, then I want to keep the wrap count to 4. This is what my requirement. Somewhere it is throwing an error. Screen size. Let me check. Now it will work. If this screen, there is a screen, right? Container screen class 2. So if this screen size equals to small, I want to keep only one. I want to keep the wrap count as 1. If the screen size is medium, wrap count is 2. If the screen size is large, wrap count is 3. If it is extra large, that means extra large, then I want to keep the 4 cards. And now play it. Save and then play. Now if you observe, now the screen size is 4. That means it is large. When I shrink it, so if the screen size is 3, then how many cards how many, what is the wrap count? 3. If the screen size is 2, if the screen size is 2, what's the wrap count? So wrap count is 2 now. If the screen size is 1, so it is not able to show 1 here. Let me go here and play it. When I go to the canvas, and now see here, when I go to the mobile layout, it is, now the screen size is 1 here. So it is showing only 1 card. If I go and keep it in the, go to the tablet, now the screen size is 2. So it is showing the 2 cards. When I go to the canvas, it is 2. So like this, you are able to make it a responsive. Now see, when I go to the mobile layout, it is showing the values perfectly. There is no any changes. Don't show data was offline. The app using data was show it again. And next, when I go to the tablet layout also, it depends on which screen you are using. And based on that screen width and height, automatically it will go and adjust the size and the height and width of that app. So like this, we need to make the apps are more responsive. Let's take, if you want to change the orientation to horizontal. Now see, it is showing the how wrap count is what? 3. The number of cards in the gallery is 3 cards. So this is what, how to go and make the apps are more responsive. Now to make the app is more responsive, I'm using what? The containers. So these are the different types of containers I'm using here. So let me go and remove this text label just to identify what is meant by the screen size. I'm keeping it. Just remove it now. And next here, okay, this is the container I'm using. This is the screen. In this, I'm making the app is more responsive with the help of container. Also, it looks somewhat better. And next, I want to go and keep one plus icon here, where I can click on this plus icon to enter the new student details. So here I'm showing the existing student details. To enter the new student details here, first of all, let me go and add one plus icon here. So to add the plus icon, select this text, select the container, select this container, go and add one plus icon, add one plus icon. So it is adding somewhere at the bottom. So what I need to do, select this label, and then this label will have one property called what? Flexible width. What is the width property? Let me go and turn on the flexible width. And also let me select this one. For this one also, let me go and turn on the flexible width. Let me go and turn on the flexible width. And next I want to fix the height and width property of this icon. Let me go to the width property first. Go to the width property, parent dot width, parent dot width. And also let me go to the height property, parent dot height, parent dot height. And now I don't want to occupy this much of width. I want to give them almost 80% of space for the student info, and this plus icon need to occupy remaining 20% of space. Now how to do it? Now select this text label. Now go here, go to the property with property. Now I want to occupy 10 portions, or let me occupy the 11 portions. Fine, it looks somewhat good now. And also let me select the container. Let me go to the fill property. Let me keep this fill color. And now select this text label, change the color to white. Fine. And now try to understand, whenever I go and click on this plus icon, it need to go and open one form now. It need to go and open one form like structure where we can go and enter the student details. So in order to go and do it, so first of all, let me go and add one container now. Let me go and add one vertical container. Let me go and add one vertical container. Keep this vertical container. Let me keep the height and width property. Let me go to the width property, parent dot width. Let me go to the height property, parent dot height. And also let me keep the X position to 0. And also let me keep the Y position to 0. Fine. So this is the vertical container I'm adding here. Let me change it to vertical container. Fine. And now within this vertical container, I want to add 3 more containers, guys. I want to add 3 more containers. Select this vertical container, and then let me go and search for the containers. In this, I want to go and add one horizontal container. Let me add one horizontal container within this. It's not added. Let me select this. It is added. Let me keep it as what? Horizontal container. And next within this, I want to go and add another one more container. I want to add the container as a vertical container now. Let me rename it to vertical container for form, just to identify this. Vertical container. Fine, this is the container I'm adding. And within this, I want to go and add another one more horizontal container. Horizontal container. Let me rename it to horizontal container. Fine. And now my requirement, let me turn on the flexible width for all these containers, guys. Let me go here. Let me turn on the flexible height, not the width height. And let me go here. Let me turn on the flexible height. Let me go here, turn on the flexible height. I'm turning on the flexible height. And now let me go to the horizontal container. This horizontal container, turn on the flexible height. Let me go here, turn on the flexible height. Turn on the flexible height. Okay, let me go here now. I'm turning on the flexible height. Now what is the height I want to occupy? So before that, let me do one thing. Let me select this main container. Let me go and add some fill color. Let me go and add some fill color so that you don't get any confusion. So let me select this horizontal container. I don't want to occupy this much height. I want to go and occupy 2 thought. Oh my god, 2 thought means it is more. Let me keep it as 1 itself. Let me go to this middle one. I want to occupy 3 thought. Let me keep here 5. What is happening? Let me select this one. Let me select this vertical container. Main vertical container, keep some fill color. Let me select this one. Let me go and keep here width property. Let me keep the width as parent dot width. And then let me select this container. Let me go to the width property, parent dot width. Let me select this container. Let me go to the width property, parent dot width. Now let me check the flexible height is turned on or not. Yes. Let me go to the height property. Let me keep the, I want to occupy this much as real estate, or let me keep the 6. Fine. Okay. Let me keep it as 8. 6 portions I want to occupy. Okay, fine. Let me keep it like this. So now first let me go and design the header here. Let me select this horizontal container. Let me go and add one text label and go to the width property. Same thing we need to do. Parent dot width. Let me go to the height property. Parent dot height. Let me go and keep it in semi-bold in case the font size to 20 or 24. Align it to center. Let me change the text to form. Let me select this container. Let me go and add some fill color. Let me go and add some fill color. Fine. And also let me go and select this one. Let me go and add another one more. Back button. I want to add one back button. It is adding on the somewhere. Now what I will do, let me go and turn on the flexible width. And also let me select this one. Let me turn on the flexible width. Let me move this one to somewhat onto the top. Fine. Let me go to the width property and then height property. Go and change the width to what? Parent dot width. Go and change the height to what? Parent dot height. And also, I don't want to occupy this much of real estate here. Let me go and select this one, or let me select the form. Let me go to the portions, fill portions. I want to occupy the 8 portions, or I want to occupy the 10 portions. Okay, let me select this one, change the color to white. Let me select this. Fine, it looks somewhat better now. Also, let me select this, go to the flexible height. I want to, fine. So this is the form I'm designing, just the header. Now let me go and design the footer also. In the footer also, let me go and add some fill color. Let me add some fill color for this. Let me keep the fill color to white. Let me go and add one button control to submit the form. Let me select this control text label. Let me go and do some basic formatting. Align it to center. Select the text label. That's container. Let me keep it here. Go to the height property. Let me keep the height to 10. Let me change the text to what? Submit. Increase the font size to 20. Fine. I'm keeping one button here to submit the form. And now next, let me go and add one form here. So in this vertical container, let me go and add one edit form. So let me select the form. Make sure this form will have one property called width property, parent dot width. Form will have one property called height property. Height property. Let me change the height property to what? Parent dot height. And let me select the data source as what? Students dot gallery. Students dot gallery. Now by taking the fields as a reference which is there in the source, automatically it is going to create one form like structure. Let me go and change the mode to horizontal. Click on Control Z. Let me keep it in the semi bold. Increase the font size to 20 or increase the font size to 24. And also let me keep this in the 2 columns. So now select the form. It is in the 3 columns. Let me keep it in the 2 columns. So this is the form I'm adding. So now try to understand what's my requirement here is. I don't want to see by default all this stuff. So let me select all this. Select this container. Whatever main container is there, right? Go to the visible property of this container. By default is true. Let me make it as false. Let me go and make it as false. So this container, main container, I don't want to see it by default. So now what I want to do here, when I select this icon, plus icon, on select of this icon, on select of this icon, I want to go and write one logic here, guys. I want to go and get one variable. I need to go and get one variable. What's that variable name? Let me keep the variable name as global var underscore container. Let me make this variable to true. The value I'm going to assign to is true. Fine. Now see what happens whenever I click on this but icon, it will make that variable to true. Now let me copy this variable name and then go to this container, vertical container. Let me go to the visual property. Just use that container variable name here. It is blank by default. Now see when I save and then play, when I click on this plus icon, now I'm able to view this container, another container which is used to view the form. But by default, I'm not able to view the form here. So what I need to do here is, let me go here again. Let me make this one to false. Let me make this one to false. Now, whenever I go and click on this plus icon, before going to make that variable to true, first of all, I want to reset that form. If there is any data in that form, I want to reset that form. reset form 1. And also I want to make that form as what? New form. And also make the form as what? New form. And then only navigate the user to the, sorry, and then only make that variable to false. Now save and then play. When I click on this plus icon, it is going to make that variable to true, but I'm not using that variable here. Let me select this. Let me go here, vertical. Let me go to the visible property, use that variable name, just select this. Now see, I'm able to view it. And now you can enter the data here. Let's take, when I enter the student ID, student name, email, course, trainer name, status, and percentage completed, we need to click on submit button. Now once if I click on the submit button, whenever I click on submit button, I want to go and submit the form to the data source. Submit form. Which form I want to submit? Form 1. Once after submitting the form, I want to navigate the user to the success screen. So to navigate the user to the success screen, let me go and add one success screen here. So now whenever I click on this submit button, first I want to submit the form. Once the form is submitted, then I want to navigate the user to the success screen. So select the form. This form will have one property called what? On success. On success, I want to go and navigate the user to which screen? Success screen. That is screen 4. That is what? I think it is screen 3. What is the screen name? It is not screen 3. It is screen 1. Let me rename it to success screen, guys. Let me rename it to what? Success screen. Let me go here. Let me rename it to what? Success screen. Let me go and navigate the user to the success screen. Once after navigating the user to the success screen, next I want to make that variable to false. Whatever the variable we declared, I want to make that variable to false. What's that variable name? This is the variable. Let me go and make that variable to false. And also, whenever I click on this back icon, there is one icon called back. Whenever I click on this back icon, here also on select of this back icon, I want to make that variable to false. Set global var underscore to false. I want to make that variable to false. Okay. On select only, I'm writing right. Okay, fine. So it's what my requirement. Now save and then play. Now, so when I click on this plus icon, you are able to view the form. Let's take, I'm going to enter one of the employee details or student details. Let me keep the name as Rohit. Let me keep the email ID. Select the course. I'm not able to see the items here. So known error. Let me go and change the properties. Go to the items property. Go to the property called items. Save and then play. Power BI trainer. Here also I'm not able to see it. Save and then play. Play it. Let me Sunil status. Again not able to see. Known errors. These are all the known errors. Go to the items. Save and then play. Let me select the status as in progress. Keep the percentage completed to 30. Click on submit. When I click on submit, it will submit the data and then it will navigate the user to which screen? Success screen. When I click on submit, it will navigate the user to success screen. And from here, I want to go to the home screen. Let me go and add an icon called home icon. Let me add the home icon here. Somewhere you can add it. Whenever I go and click on this home icon, I want to go and navigate the user to which screen? Containers class 2 is the screen I want to navigate. Now save and then play. When I play it, it can come here. So this is the new student details just now we submitted Rohit. So like this, here you are able to view the data. Whenever I click on this plus icon, it will go and open that screen, form screen. You can enter the data, click on submit, and then if I click on back button, it will go back. And also next my requirement, which item I'm selecting in the gallery, that item details I want to view it in the, where I want to view, I want to view it in the form. So to view which item details you are selecting, those item details in the in the form, let me add one button control. I'm adding one button, keep this button here, keep this button here, and then let me remove the text, whatever the text it is there. And also let me go and change the fill color. I don't want to keep any fill color. Let me remove the fill color now. Now whenever I select this button or select of this button, I want to, first I want to make the form as a new form. First reset the form. First reset what? Form. Which form? Directly make the form as a view form. I want to make the form as a view form. Which form I want to make it as a view form? Form 1. Once after making the form as a view form, next I want to navigate the user to which screen? I want to navigate the user to the form screen, not navigating. I want to make that variable to false. Which variable? Global var. Set GBL variable container to true, not false. I want to make it as true. And then next, when I save and then play, which when I hover the mouse, it is change the background color. Select this. Button, go to the hover color. Let me remove the hover color. I don't want to keep any hover color. Pressed color. Okay. Save it and then play. Now I'm coming to the screen, gallery screen, form screen, but I'm not able to view the data. To view the data, already we know to go to the items property, go and select what? Gallery one dot selected. Which item you were selecting in the gallery, that item details you are able to view it here. Now save and then play. When I click on back, when I select this, it is changing the color, blinking. It is blinking. When I press color is changing. When I press, the fill color is white. Let me remove. Now save it and then play. When I click on it, which item I'm selecting in the gallery, that item details we are able to view it in the form. When I select this Warner, when I select the Scott, I'm able to view the Scott. When I select the Finch, I'm able to view the Finch. So now when I click on new item, you can enter the new data in the form. Click on submit, you can go back. So now truly responsive, guys. Whatever the app I created here, this app is truly responsive. You can use it in the tablet layout. You can use it in the mobile layout, or you can use it in the web browser, or you can use it in the mobile layout also. You can use it in where? In the mobile layout. When I go to the mobile layout, you can see here. Let me change the orientation. You can use. When I click on plus icon, it will open the form. You can click on submit button. You can enter the data. If you want to go back, you can go back. If you want to change the orientation, you can change the orientation. Either you can use it in the Canva, or you can go and use it in the desktop, or you can go and use it in any mobile layout, or you can go and use it in a tablet. So it is up to you in where you want to use. You can go and use it. So this is what, how to make the apps are more responsive with the help of containers. With the help of container controls, we are able to make the apps are more responsive. Now you can use this app in anywhere, guys. If you want to use it in the Canva, you can use it in the Windows, is in the desktop. You can use it in the mobile layout, or you can use it in the tablet layout. So this is what, how to make the apps are more responsive with the help of containers. Fine, let me stop here today.